Hello, friends and fans. Welcome to Future Fantasy Empire. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books The Boyhood Arcade, Power Games, Into the Osbound, and The Erratic Tales from the Empire. Part 1 out now, so is Part 2. Part 3 is on its way, with more to come. Right, I'm just doing a quick audio check. Right, so sorry about the pause. I was doing a quick audio check. Check. Audio is working. Right. Due to screen sharing issue. Why is it freezing? Don't freeze on me. Ah! There we go. Unfrozen. I'm using layers and overlays, and suddenly I had a freeze. All right, let's check if this is sharing. And I have audio. Where's the audio? All right. Audio controls seem to be there. It's picking up audio, but isn't broadcasting audio. Right. I still have audio. That's great. I don't think I've any audio off the web page. No, I'm having trouble capturing audio off the web page. I still got to figure that one out. So bear with me if I ever need to capture audio off a web page. I don't know why it stopped working. It's just you don't need to know my troubles, do you? You want the news. And you're probably wondering why I'm not starting with bundle holding. Well, today I got a nice little notice about Dungeon in a Box. So I gave it a little peek. And Dungeon in a Box is quite interesting. They produce metal minis and many other products. And it looks glorious. It looks beautiful. And they're giving away a subscription offer. Now, total purchase value is $389, but this is not all at once. This is a 15-part purchase over time, which includes some freebies, well, discounts. All right, so 50% off your first 5 boxes. You get 4 metal minis, a 30-page adventure book, scripted minis, some acrylic minis. All right, so you get encounter maps, 3D terrain, and it all builds up. So you'll have a group of purchases, right? The total subscription. So there's your first box. What do you get with your subscription? You get a whole adventure. Everything you need for a complete Dungeons and Dragons adventure. And before you ask, no, this is not sponsored. This is something that has been brought to my attention. Dungeons in a Box. Now, I'm pretty sure, people keep telling us D&D is dead, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. I'm pretty sure lots of people are still playing 3.5, 4, and about 25% of those are players playing 5 are on some sort of variant. Now, they don't only do a big subscription. You can just subscribe to one-shots or their digital dungeon. So it is quite the interesting website. So I thought I'd bring you Dungeons in the Box for a gander. Not because they're paying me, because they're not, but because I thought it was interesting. Bundle Holding, of course, is my favorite site, and this is where I get most of my RPG stuff. Now, this is a challenging fantasy role-playing game from Burning Wheel. Torchbearer is everything you need except courage for a looting adventure. You bring the courage and most likely the dice. Moving on. The Rulebook Collection, $14.95, get you started. You are born to lose. You are out of options. Cash slips out of your hand as easy as blood from your wounds. But there's lost loot out there in the forlorn ruins of terror, full of terrible monsters. All right, if you salvage it, it's yours. That's what they all say until you meet the tax man, right? All right, this was another successful Kickstarter campaign. Torchbearer adapts core rules, character builds, and core conflict system from Mouseguard role-playing. All right, so Torchbearer expands. So this Torchbearer is meant to tax your body, expand your mind, and challenge your very nature to survive. You mean to manage food, water, light. I remember this. Did I cover this? Is this a... I'm pretty sure I've seen Torchbearer. Oh, yeah. I think I've covered this Kickstarter before. Yeah, a unique tension system. So for $14.95, you get all the titles DRM free in the core collection. Note, the Scavenger Supplement is not available on DriveThruRPG, it is only in the Wizard Cabinet. So when you buy Torchbearer through this site, you get an exclusive supplement that is not going to be currently not available on DriveThruRPG. So if you do your downloading through RPG, you'll notice that there's some missing and you have to download through your Wizard Cabinet. Now, if you pay above the threshold price of $21.61, which I recommend you do, you get 3 more titles worth an additional $35. Right. So, in the core collection, of course, is the core set. Adventurer is a dirty word. So is thief. So is work. In New York, work is a 4-letter word. How dare you ask the government to work for you? You work for the government. All right. Now, you're probably not an adventurer by choice. In Torchbearer, respectable people toil the earth, belong to guilds, or are born into nobility. There's some New Yorkers who'd argue about that. But however, there are too many fowls to feed. This is a good one. Too many mouths to feed, the guilds aren't accepting apprentices, and you're too old. And you weren't even born to privilege. But even if you were, your older siblings have soaked up your inheritance. So get out, runt, and earn your fortune. Explore the forlorn ruins, brave terrible monsters, and retrieve forgotten treasures. All right. This is the logistical and physical challenges of dungeon crawling. You are to husband your resources. Gear, tools, light, food, and water. You have an inventory system. You have decisions to make about what you can and can't carry and what you absolutely need. And everything you left behind is too bad, so sad. Bookkeeping is easy, decisions are hard. It's a game of resources. You're not just delving into desolate places. You can grow hungry, thirsty, exhausted, and so on. And of course, there's elemental damage. You also need time to recoup, restock. And you better hope you scored loot first. Because this is if you don't score, you don't eat game. and you are challenged with overcoming challenges to help, or here you do have traits, but it's a game of challenges. And it's not just the challenge of the elements or the monsters. You also have to overcome one of the most difficulties of all. Are you skilled enough? It's not just, it's such a management game. It's a game of management. This, of course, so you have optional rules, optional classes. So expand the game with character deaths, hilarious character deaths, new traits, new skills, new conflicts, tunnel fighting, new settlements, new gear, rules for making and growing amenities, camps, travel, economies. Yeah, crash your economy if you do. Yes, the treasure economy. You can be too rich, too much gold, and everyone's going, well, gold's not so valuable anymore. And suddenly you go back to copper. Hey, everybody's using copper now. Yeah, crash the economy. The local lord would like a word with you, Sonny Jim. Alrighty then. And of course, the scavenger supplement, because you are, after all, a scavenger. And you have various scavengers. And of course, new denizens of weapons and a few traits. Basically, so you got supplement, core rules, and 2 supplements in this to get you started. And if you level up, which I recommend you do, you got the Cartographer's Compendium. 6 more lost places to explore. So these can be part of a campaign or on their own as one-shots. So you've got the Tower of Stars, Theon's Rift, Hand of the Pit, House of Free Squires, the Vault of the Queen of Thebes. Oh, stole from the Mistress of Plagues. You wouldn't, yeah. Does not sound like the very lady you like to be getting on the wrong side of, eh? All right, so, Schutzschlager. Recent earthquake and lost a new temple. And cults dungeon delving with cults. Alrighty then. And if that doesn't get you started, what does it? Say the Bridge of the Damned. To the north stands a wonder of the lost age, a graceful fortified stone bridge that spans a raging river. Once connected 2 thriving Daldoms, now the bridge lies in ruin, destroyed in desperate effort to repel a invading warhost. And the nearby folk says this bridge is haunted, full of ghosts that lure the unwary to their doom. Now bandits occupy the bridge. And of course there's lost treasures. Stealing from the thieves? Sounds like trouble. However, Torchbearer, Ghost Tower of Illimar Fens, another adventure to get you started, really. Tower burning with eternal flame appears on the desperate tour in Illimar Fens. This is a cursed place. So the tower reappears in the mortal realm only for one night. The stories claim great treasure, both mundane and magical, are hidden within. You're going to uncover them. They seek lost treasure. It's a quick start. So you've got 6 interesting little booklets to get you. Yeah, so you got the 2 starter volumes, 2 supplements, and a group of 8 adventures. Next up, we have Mappa Mundi, a non-combat role-playing game from 3 Sales Studio. 3 Sales, I'm sure I've had a pack from them before, but for $9.95, this is a bargain. Yeah, I think I've seen these guys before. They do, I think, yeah, Kickstarter. I think they've had a pack from them before. I just can't remember. Because they have, I know, let's see. They have a website, freesalesstudio.com. Mundi, Peasants Revolt, Psychic Power Action, Peasants Revolt, and City of Insiders. I think I've seen this before. This is not England. We're going to take it back and burn it down. Yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah, they are interesting to say the least. You're the chronicler. Okay, back to the Mappa Mundi. You're a chronicler. You are a team of extraordinary trained explorers, researchers, diplomats, and protectors sent out a fantasy world like our own, except it's not. All right. So beyond the settled world is the wilds inhabited by gargantuan monsters. Old maps are useless, old stories forgotten. It's a explorer of curiosity, and yeah, it's a hex scroll. For $9.95, you're buying a hex scroll. And if you don't like the non-combat part, hell, just get a monster manual and throw in some gigachads to make the exploration flammable. All right, find out if the explorers are flammable. Yes. So you have the basic RPG. Use of various abilities to interact with the world. And you have a narrative non-combat system challenging players to accomplish a mission, write history without inflicting violence. Though it was a successful Kickstarter campaign, anybody who knows me, I'd be just reaching for the monster manual and going, what do you find that's 300 foot tall and breathing fire, I wonder? Just suddenly find out why the wilds aren't populated by humans. All right, so Chronicles of the Wilds Volume 1 presents suitable adventures for solo and group play. This one does look like a curiosity. I'm not going to make too much fun, but there we go. You actually have an introduction to their other two products, an urban fantasy of street-level psychics, City of Espers. Yeah. Diceless card-playing system, light rules, and this is a pre-release guide to their character campaign of Xena City. City of Espers is a pre-release for urban fantasy RPG of street-level psychics, and Gallows Quarter Quick Start. If you want a better world, you fight for it. This is Gallows Quarter. This is jolly old England, but you're the revolting peasants. And boy, does the crowd think you're revolting. All right, moving on. Chivalry and Rising Sun, 2024. Chivalry and Sorcery and its Land of the Rising Sun setting, the core rulebooks, and the Rising Sun supplements, and more. $14.95 gets you started. This is a resurrection of the February 2024 bundle featuring Chivalry and Sorcery, the tabletop role-playing game of medieval fantasy and adventure from Britannia Game Designs, along with their 2021 version of the Land of the Rising Suns campaign setting. Amongst the oldest fantasy role-playing games to publish, Chivalry and Sorcery depicts authentic feudal Europe with nobles, knights, Christian priests, and medieval doctrines. Now, you want to assassinate, you want to clear some bandits, or perhaps you want to stop an assassination and find the missing priests, or explore that haunted keep. This is the game for you. Now, you can do it historical fantasy or add a wee bit of magic to it. I think this one does have supplements, various supplements, but yeah, to go above and beyond, we have the Land of the Rising Sun, the glorious feudal era of Japan. Now, for $14.95, get you started with the Chivalry Collection. This is Chivalry and Sorcery, 5th edition. The pay above the threshold price of $25.36. You level up and get the entire Rising Sun collection. So, in the basic collection, you get the Sword and Sorcery rulebook for those who fight, those who pray, those who toll, and those who enchant. Goblins, Orcs, and Trolls brings these mysterious beings into the medieval world. European folklore bestiality, more than 60 monsters from medieval Europe. 3 adventures to get you started. Castles of Britain. Now, this is a good one. If you like to do some dungeon, if you want to get away from dungeon crawl, castle sieges, tunneling, catapulting, small arms battles, cavalry charges. Sieges used to last years. You can imagine, so do the arguments over who rolled what and when. All right, and to go along with it all, a Dungeon Master screen. Sorry, Game Master. Game. I said game, not gay. Game Master. Definitely Game Master. The Rising Sun Collection brings you the Land of the Rising Sun, feudal Japan, including a map pack. And for those who don't know what the profile of a dragon looks like, look at the map of Japan, and you'll never see Japan the same way again. Now, the Japanese, for centuries, have called their islands the Land of the Rising Sun. And even though they were aware of other nations ahead of them out to the east, they pretended you didn't exist and sometimes still wish you didn't. All right, this is a classical era Japan of Shintoism, samurai, ninja, and yokai. For those who don't know what a yokai is, there's more than 100 of them ready to teach you a lesson or two in what a real monster can do. And by that, I mean tear you apart. Now, the adventure book gives you some Japanese-themed adventures and an interesting little package. Nice little collection. I put this at the top of my list. Now, a brief reminder that this channel is sponsored by you, the viewing audience. Empire of Elves, that's one word, empireofelves.myshopify.com, your one-stop shop for enchanting treasures based on my writing. The Empire of Elves series by David Applegate. Ta-da! Various coffee mugs. There's the Emperor, his wife, the poster of a Kushi, the elven dog. Chivalry and Sorcery, New Lands. An expansion for Chivalry and Sorcery. Sorry, $12.95 gets you started with recent historical supplements for various. So you got various historical supplements. Sorry, got a course source book, the Celts, and more. Arthurian Britain, yeah, and various fantasy worlds. Right. For $12.95, you get the 4 titles, but yeah, level up, which I recommend you do. $25.44, you get an entire collection of 8 more titles that expand the settings. You do need this core rulebook to play these lands, but pay the minimum price and you get Duke's Bellorium, Deep Adventures in the Mysterious World of Historical Arthur. Next up, the Celts, Druidic Adventures in the Iron Age. The Muan Isles, a prosperous trading post that harbors dark secrets, and new rules, skills, and creatures for chivalry and sorcery. Level up, which I recommend you do. You get Elodium of Gar campaign, tracking spies and cultists across a frontier kingdom. Hill Forts of the Pagans, a high-level adventure for chivalry and sorcery. And Adventures in Ut Eind. 6 short adventures for short sorcery. This is the mythical land of Marrakesh. Rider has 5 days to go. This is an Old West Seraphis Engine role-playing game. Now, Seraphis Engine traditionally is used as a replacement for Traveller rules. However, this is giving you a Wild West RPG campaign complete with core rulebook for $12.95. You don't need to buy anything else. However, this is from Independence Games, who created the Clement sector for Traveller, and they adapt the Seraphis Engine to role-playing cinematic gunslinging adventures in the Wild West. $12.95 gets you the entire collection. So there's the rider. So you have the core rulebook. Welcome to the Wild West partner. All right. So far, so good, eh? All right. We seem to be able to maintain a stable connection. Whoops. Oops. So far, so good, eh? You've still got audio. Just checking. I have had so many issues in the past. I've lost a lot of my viewers. I really am sorry for all the hassles I've had. I have an unstable internet connection. I've been unable to resolve it. I've had screen sharing issues, which I haven't been able to resolve, and memory issues that probably interfered with that. But I can't fix or upgrade my computer without money. Sorry to unburden myself upon you, dear stranger. Right, the Writer Call rulebook, Careers in the Old West, New Liberty. Now, this is where it starts to deviate strictly from the Old West. Now, this is where it borders more on the fictional Old West, and so you're in a movie. It is reading like a movie set, but it's for the point, right? It's to entertain you, and you have a town with all the Old West tropes. The boarding house, cat house, get a drink at the cat house, get a drink, chow down at the cat house, play cards in a cat house, and yes, it is a base of operation for your characters and locations for adventures, or something or a town you rode through to visit the cat house. And this is new friends and enemies, famous historical figures for your campaign. Now, of course, these all did not live at the same time, and a lot of them never met each other. But yes, and some of them did live short lives, leaving a blazing trail of destruction behind them. However, it is interesting. You play various type. You don't have to just be a gunslinger. There are various characters, and it uses a quick NPC system that was introduced in the Clement system for Traveller. But this isn't Traveller. This is a independent game by the looks of it. Now, of course, yeah, but it's fictionalized, highly fictionalized Wild West. They're not making any secrets about it. I kind of like Weird West, but that looks to be more like a Wild West RPG. But still, if you want to introduce weird elements, you do you. You do you. Nothing holding you back. Top Cow. Now, Top Cow is an interesting collection of science fiction and fantasy comics. Now, for $9.95, you get the introductory volumes to the collection. Now, you level up to get the entire collection. So, first volume of a series of comics for $9.95. But level up, which I recommend you do, and for $20.98, which is, let's face it, the cost of one comic these days. When I was a kid, I remember Mickey Mouse going from 50 cents to $1, and that was a premium. That was premium. Disney Comics and Marvel were premium comics. Marvel already was $1 when I was a kid. Getting Spider-Man for $1, and they were often reprints, not even originals. So it's gone up 20-fold. Has your wages gone up 20-fold? Yeah. So for $20.98, you get quite the collection of comics. Now, I get it. A lot of people think, oh, but I want the print. I'm going to one day sell it, or I'm going to hold on to it. Really, I had a stack of prints. Okay, I had a stack of originals. The only thing you're going to get out of them is a thief. 9 out of 10 people lose their comics over time. They either decay. Time's the worst thief, man. Right? I had Monster Comics. I can't even find the digital editions of Monster Comics. These were British comics too, which were rare. So, yeah, time is your biggest thief with comic books. So, digital nostalgia. I wish I had it. I would trade. I don't have any comic books now, but if I had them, I would trade them for digital because they fell apart. Most of them fell apart over time. Even in their plastic wraps and all the humidifiers and that. No, the biggest thief in stacking comic books is over time they decay, their ink starts to fade. Please don't come in the comments about digital comics, okay? I know comic book purists don't like it, but for the price, for now, digital comics are the way to go. For the price of printing these days, trust me, I know, a lot of these comics alone cost around between $7 and $10 per print. So a retail price of $14, they're making next to nothing. Oh, if this was a printed comic. Next to nothing. In some cases, nothing, because the retailer won't sell it at that cheap. Because there's no way. We're watching the transformation of comic books and books in general, and print media in general, before our very eyes. And 10 years ago, I warned people this would happen. The print cost is just getting too high for comic books. And we're starting to see digital-only books. I'm even considering going digital-only, simply because it's not worth the hassle, the price difference. But I'm thinking, on the other hand, if we don't have a benchmark and physical media, the digital price won't stay down. All right, so yeah, these are quite the value. So buying comics for the price of one comic is probably, now I would say this is worth getting. Okay, Punderworld, no, but Eclipse. Eclipse is an interesting story. Give this to your little sister to read. Punderworld. It's a story of Hades and Persephone told through modern lens. All right, Eclipse, Genius, and Infinitely Dark. Although Port Earth is interesting, and so is Mechanism. They're all interesting, right? They're all interesting in their own way. This is the story of Hades and Persephone. This is an interesting world where the sun is now lethal to human life. It basically sets you on fire, and you have to solve a murder mystery in the dealing with the fact that you can be set alight. Yeah, the challenges of being burned alive. Yeah, Genius. She's a military genius, and they want to control her, and she doesn't want to be controlled, and time is running out. Infinitely Dark is about a murder at the edge of the universe. Port of Earth is about Earth being turned into an alien port. Mechanism is about the few human survivors who will determine the fate of humanity. Antarctica is about a girl who's searching for her lost father and goes to the very place where he disappeared to uncover a huge action / mystery adventure revolving around her father's disappearance. And Stairway, it's about Mark of the Beast and human genetics. However, recommend a which I level up you do is just to get Helm Grayskull, basically. But this does look interesting. The Man of Destiny, about a Mexican wrestler in the 60s who sells his soul to El Diablo, the devil. The rest of Eclipse, the rest of Genius, the rest of Port of Earth. Second story of Infinite Dark. The first story concludes. This is the second part, although with a different murder mystery, which sort of related to the first, and Stairway Anthology. It's basically 8 stories about rising cosmic stars. What are rising cosmic stars? You have to read to find out, because this is genetic manipulation, alternative histories, and more, all thrown into one. So you got 2 interesting packs. Well, 3 really. Chivalry, Rising Sun, New Lands, and Top Cows. Not saying the others aren't worth getting. These 2 are running out soon. Now, soon all these links will be on my RPG, and I'm hoping you will join, but the links will be available free. All right, that's given the fact that my stream hasn't crashed, so I don't have to do a re-upload this week. Although it's funny, whenever I re-upload, I get more viewers. It's funny. All right, so maybe I should start later, I guess. I don't know. Pendragon, Noble's Handbook. All right. This is expansion for the Pendragon RPG by Chaosium. I think I actually pronounced that right this time. Chaosium. Now, the Noble's Handbook expands the game experience with a wealth of character options, subsystems, and expansions for the popular winter phase of Pendragon. This gives you a look at the nobles and the complex feudal system and it's a system of obligations. Arthur is often credited with creating the system of nobility that ruled Europe. well, sort of ruled all of Europe, but particularly England. Feudalism. This is the birth of the age of feudalism in medieval England. It was a feudal state long before the Roman Empire collapsed. But it was traded with. There even the Romans traded with Britain after the fall. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but yeah, Boudica was captured by the Romans, and they did some nasty things to her, thinking the British would give up. No, it made them even angrier. Now, the Noble's Handbook is designed for and to be used with the Pendragon core rulebook, but yeah, like anything, it's a historical fantasy. I'm not telling you what to do with it if you do buy it, but you're probably going to need the compendium map, at least. But there are other compendiums, knights. Yeah. It's amazing sometimes what customers also bought with these various sets, showing you that people are playing a diverse range of role playing and they're playing games crossover with each other. So if someone's, yeah. So rather than just playing D&D, people are playing games again. So that's a good thing in my opinion. Singularity. Singular hilarity, I hope. But no, it's Singularity for Traveller. It's going to be, it's a campaign. And it has add-ons. Now this is, what do you call it? It's not a reboot or a revamp. It's, I suppose you call it the next chapter in Traveller. The Singularity has survived and it's changing everything. Become the agents of change. This is about the ancients, I believe. This follows on from the ancients. Now, the ancients believed to be, for those who don't know, Traveller basically establishes that there was an ancient race, like a like that once ruled the space lanes, and they disappeared. And in their wake, other races rose up, started traveling space and finding their ruins. And they thought they were long dead, studied them, and had. But time passed, empires rose and fall, and they found not just a poem about the ancients, but someone found it was a clue. And when they found the mountain in the poem, they found a sleeping ancient, not dead, asleep. And by waking it, they woke the ancients and almost set the entire galaxy at war. The ancients got bored and went to sleep. Well, I don't know if that's the entire history of it. It's very short, but it's a long campaign. And I think Singularity doesn't follow directly on, but it's in that theme of the Traveller universe being changed by outside events that have the Travellers now serving causes, factions, rather than just traveling around, being, Star Trek, but with bigger, better, nastier weapons. And in starships that blow up after 3 hits. If anybody's played Traveller, you pretty much find you are flying a glass cannon. Traveller's one of those games where you explore, meet new people, kill them, and eventually get killed by them. The whole point of the Traveller universe is that you are insignificant and your death changes nothing. Or the people you kill changes nothing. Moving on. Those are interesting. This is DriveThruRPG. Please use my affiliate links in the description or on my Patreon. So I get a whole 5 cents out of you. Way to go, buddy. Thank you for those who have. Next month, I may be able to afford a cup of coffee. Maybe the month after. Who knows? But yeah. All right. Now, Kickstarter, I get nothing from these. Last week's Kickstarter advertised turned out to be cancelled a few days later. I'm sorry for that. No idea, right? No idea what happened. So I gave my honest opinion. I thought their goal was too high. I thought they should start again or go for a site where they'll at least get something. That Kickstarter's an all or nothing, and maybe it should have been on BackerKit or something more. New IPs are very hard. And now, Westwild is new. It has not attracted immediate attention, but there are currently 238 role-playing games, and I would say around 200, give or take. I can't remember the exact count. I went through them, and I would say most of them are fully funded within their first couple of days, by the looks of it, like 7 days. So, now, I'm not going to say this one will fail either, though I just happened to pick one that failed. Most of the time, I pick successes. Not because, and they're not success. I'm not taking credit for their success. I'm just saying, most of the time I see one and go, this is going to be successful. And I thought to myself, this is going to be one of those. I think this is going to be a late bloomer. It is an interesting story. Now, it's a fast D6. Now, it's fast rules, minimal rules in the world of the Red War. Humans must survive. There's fantasy meets Wild West. Has a campaign builder, a digital toolkit, and more. This is very ambitious, and it starts off with reasonable tiers. Now there are reward tiers, and they do have an ultimate bundle. So it's pretty reasonably priced to get started, $3. But it's digital access. With VTT. Full alpha build, yeah. This is where I think it's not attracting attention, is that it's digital. But it's good. It's gonna happen. People are getting into VTT programming now to create virtual tabletops and virtual rules. I personally would have started with a much lower pledge, slightly less pledge, but it is what it is. It is an expensive hobby, and it's a big risk now launching new IPs. But I think this has all the hallmarks of something that can be successful. So, risk use of AI. This game is built by pencil and paper. The virtual tabletop is to play it. AI for bug fixing development would take years. Yeah, it would actually take longer to program. It has been done, but it's found to take longer to program a game using AI than not. So you literally are programming as you write it. Yeah. Not saying that people haven't used because it came out recently that a lot of your Xbox games, a lot of your games, while they're taking long development cycles, is they're using AI to computate the colors, the character movements. Everything is computed and coded by AI. So it's just thrown, and then they just take these codecs, right, throw them together. This is what happened. I don't know with what game. This is what happened recently. It came out. on Xbox that a lot of your programmers weren't programming the game; they were programming. They were just basically throwing ideas at AI, getting feedback, and then going to Microsoft with these perfect pitched ideas, which they couldn't program. So then they would turn around and the Copilot, try to so they're bridging Copilot into the development cycle. So AI, crazy, man. And people have tried to teach programming, tried to teach AI role playing, and it's taken longer than just building a virtual tabletop. So I think a lot of people are getting a little banana brained over AI. Sure, it could do some great stuff and I should really be doing AI videos, and but instead I'll just talk to you guys, and hopefully Wild West takes off, because I don't know. There's just I just like to see, although it will create a turnover, but there's just something about human created work that should at least get some reward. Am I projecting? Am I feeling sad and sorry for myself? Who knows? Wild West D6, an interesting tabletop game. One of 238, which is the problem, isn't it? That's where the rub lies. There's just too many options. I know for myself, building a role-playing game, how hard it is. So maybe it touches home when I see that most of the successes are either, you can be as original as you can be original, you can be innovative, and you just don't have that interesting, that catch, that hook that gets people hooked in. But I do have a nice little loyal following, and I really appreciate them. And I'm not going to disappoint them by stop making videos, or just because I think I'm not making enough money off you guys. That we're long past that point, right? I'm just cruising to retirement. Mate, got no illusions, no stars in the eyes, not abandoning you, just pointing out the reality that I'd appreciate some support before my time is up, because I don't have that long left in this world. And thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel. You can support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. I appreciate each and every one of you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.